my dear students, welcome you all back to social class. We are dealing with the history chapter Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. So we saw about the after October Revolution, what happened. Now we are going to see the revolution 3.2 module, the revolution of October 1917. If we see about the revolution of October 1970, what happened. We saw already previously the workers that have been striking. We saw that the people who have been working as an factory workers and the other peoples, even they formed unions and they started striking or demanding their rights towards the government. Okay, and previous topic we saw that the provincial government became weaker, because of which the Bolsheviks wanted to take up the role of the government. So, the same thing is continuing here also. During October 1917 also, there was a conflict which has been prevailing among the provincial government and the Bolsheviks. Okay, so this problem was extending. Provincial government has been fearing that the Bolsheviks may take up the administration. Similarly, the Bolsheviks, Lenin, leader, right? So Lenin also feared that there is a possibility of overthrowing the Bolsheviks and the permanent provincial government surviving. So what they decided, so Lenin started having a discussion of uprising against the government. So he's trying to show his opposition. So he's gathering all the people who are being against the provincial government. So he is bringing them together. So with their support, he is trying to show the opposition towards the provincial government. So this has happened. And what he did, he was gathering, as I told you already, supporters of Bolsheviks. Along with the supporters of Bolsheviks, you can also see that armaments, Soviets and the factory workers were being gathered in order to show the opposition, uprising against the government, that is the provincial government. So this is happening in one corner of Russia. Okay, so next what happens, we'll see. If you see, the next thing what happened is, you can find the revolution, October revolution was started, and there was a conflict which was existing between the provincial government and the Bolsheviks. So during that time, you can find on October 16, 1970, Lenin pursued her propagated Soviet and the Bolsheviks. So you might be wondering how this people of propaganda Soviet is supporting, because they only formed the provincial government, but those people even felt that the provincial government is not functioning in a very effective manner. So they have joined hands with the Bolsheviks. Okay, so they have started joining hands with the Bolsheviks. Okay, so this is what happened in October 16. And along with that, you can also see that the Bolsheviks party has agreed to have a social censorships. That means improving their own powers. Then they formed an military revolution committee. Okay, so this committee was appointed by the Soviet Lenin Trotsky is a person who has appointed this military revolution committee. Then you can see that they have been formed in order to show their opposition towards the provincial government. So they did not declare the date when they are going to show their opposition. The date was kept secret. So without informing the date when they are going to show their opposition, they kept the date as secret. Okay, so this is one thing which happened. And the next thing what happened is that on October 24th, censoring trouble happened. So on October 24th, there was a struggle which is happening. That means they showed their opposition. During that time, the Prime Minister was Kiran Shik, is the Prime Minister. Okay, what he did is that he sent the loyal military men to stop this opposition. So these military men, they went into the cities and they started capturing the places, two places of Bolsheviks where the newspapers are being published. So that was being taken under the control of the prime minister. Okay, and similarly you can see that the pro-government was also sent, which also took up the control of the telecommunications and telegram officers under its control. Okay, so then other side you can find like they were being protecting the winter palace which is located. So the another shift which is happening, that is the Bolsheviks, that is the military revolution committee has took up the control now. So it is going to show how it is powerful now. Okay, so what it decided, so it has ordered its own supporters to seize the government. So you can find it is going to fight against the government, where it is seizing the government and it has been arresting the ministers, member officials as well as the ministers are being arrested by the military revolution committee. Okay, so this is what they are doing. The next thing you can see is that when this is happening, they also have the naval way of war which is also happening. So during that time a ship of Aurora has reached the winter palace for attacks. Other vessels means other ships have sailed and moved into the Neva. Neva we saw previously left and right where official buildings are set, and the other areas where the revolutionary groups are being set. So to that area it is moving, and when it is moving you can find that there was a struggle which was happening, and the whole of the Russia was under the control of the military revolution committee. Okay, so they say it has been fully approval of the military revolution committee, so it is under the control. And similarly you can find that in Moscow also the same kind of struggle is going on. So the fight was being going on between the Bolsheviks and the provincial group. There also the revolution committee did not leave, so they took up the lead over there. Okay, my dear students, so we'll have a quick recap of it. You see, as this October revolution started in 1970, there was some conflict which was existing between the provincial government and the Bolsheviks party. So the Bolsheviks party already they have gathered their members like workers, union traders, all these peoples have gathered along with the army men and the pedagogue Soviets. They are also joined hands with them as the supporters. So when they have joined hands as in supporters on 16th, the Lenin is trying to show his opposition, like he is gathering the people, and where it has joined with the pedagogue Soviet also. So what happens is that they are forming a committee which is known as the Military Revolution Committee. So this is being formed by the Soviet Leon. Okay, so what they are doing is, in this he is trying to have a control over Russia itself, full control over Russia, and they are going to launch an uprising movement against the provincial government. So the date is not yet decided, or the date which has been decided is not said to the common people. It is a secret which is being maintained continuously by them. So when the secret is maintained, you can find on 24th October there was an uprising which is happening in Russia. So during that time, the prime minister was the Kiranchik, who is the prime minister. He appointed the loyal army men in order to have a stop of this uprising which is happening. So what they did is that they captured the two places of Bolsheviks newspapers and the pro-government which has been there. So they started entering and they took up the telecommunication and telegram office which has been located in the Winter Palace. And during this time, can find that they also had the naval war, and Aurora is a ship which was sailing towards the Winter Palace. Okay, so that was being there, and another other vessels means other ships are been traveling towards the Neva. So this, when it has been continuously happening, there was a struggle which was between the common people as well as the provincial government, that is the Bolsheviks and the provincial government, where the military revolution committee has took up its own lead. Okay, and it started controlling the whole Russia, and it has took up the officials and the ministers were being arrested. It is fully because of this committee which has been formed. Okay, so along with that you can find that this Bolshevik party was also named. So all the ministers and the leaders were being brought and arrested during the all revolution congress, all Russian congress session when it has been happening. And along with that, it did not stop with that alone. Even in Moscow, you can find a law struggle which has been going on between the provincial and the Bolsheviks. There also the Bolsheviks took a lead and they had the control upon it. So this is what is about the revolution of October 1970. So next thing we'll see in the next class, my dear students. Thank you.